Yeah. Hey, make me go again. Yeah. Yo, I one west to the death. Yeah. Fuck everything else. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. Everything sign and seal. Then I tell me say she love the deal. Yeah. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. If I know you pick my youth, me I tell you no straight out. And I'm in business. Yeah, man I move real heavy. 20 man I jump out a couple Chevy. Well serious, man no look happy. Wrong move turn a boy in a duppy. Them a waste man. Them a talk about me but me no care man. After everything else me still be upon. Cause the truth me a talk and the truth and the part me a sleep on. Yeah. Delivered it off fire. Everything up in the air like via bonfire. But I can't tell ya how and I'm dead so let them have to rise in power. Liar SHALAM. This year one for my brothers and my sisters. We get caught off early. Big boot on me fringes. Girl I tell me say she really love all the changes. If I know you picking my youth, me I telling me straight out. And I'm in business. Yeah. Big boots on me braids, man. Yeah, me not left me shades on. Special type of gun for this occasion. Hardcore, can't tip on me right hand. Everything talking real neat. Tell a boy I come just through him, no seat discreet. Him a trouble for breed. Me conscience it a speak. Rats and snakes, them throat get slit. Yeah, me give them the realness. Don't start freak out. When 200 million of me niggas them out. Yeah, shot in a face, shot in a mouth. Rise it up, balance the soul reaper. Make evil safer. Yeah, well I know what I'm say. The truth though, I saw the thing go man. Move. Big boot on me fringes. Girl I tell me say she love the way how me change it. If I know you picking my youth, me I telling no straight out. And I'm in business. Big boot on me fringes. Big boot on me fringes. Boot on me fringes. Yeah, I'm telling you. One West or nothing else.
U.P.K. U.P.K. Oh, one West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace, him start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are a nation. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision, him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions, come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons, same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean and is U.P.K. and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have fear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Bun Saddam, my bun Batman are just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are a nation. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first thing. Hey, 400 years they work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and they need doctors and nurses. Hey, one day the building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day the building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn, hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in our riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last that took some commandments. We make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga.
I read what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggered on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Six shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you will never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my bread, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hey, Shalom Israel, to all the brothers, Yahweh Hashem Shabbat, to the sisters, Yahweh Shemar, Alatan Bashem Yahweh Shai. And again, like every Tuesday night around 8 o'clock, we have the Brotherhood class taught by me, Officer of 50, Barak Ya'ala. Tonight with me, I have my brother, you understand, Officer 1000, Adiyar. Shalom Arwan Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
Hey, Shalom, praise Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
You understand? And tonight's topic, well, you already know this is the Brotherhood class. But also, we need to understand that brotherhood is to be shown strictly among us. You understand? The compassion that we have and all the love that we have should be given only to our own people. You understand? We shouldn't have enough love to be spread around all across the nation. You understand? You understand? That is not biblical. You understand? That is not practical either. You understand? And like you see, I think the scripture right here, which is the one we're going to start with, Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, right? We're going to get into it just now because we need to understand that partaking in the customs of the other nations is going to bring us to sin. It's going to make us disobey the Most High. You understand? And we're going to see what happens when we disobey the Most High as well, right? We are to be excluded, separated from these other nations. You understand? Because we are a separate nation. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone is equal. We all bleed red. Well, guess what? Dogs and monkeys bleed red as well. Are we dogs and monkeys now? Are we animals? Are you a fish since a fish bleeds red? Pause. You understand? But let's get into it. Salat Yahweh, Mother Kuchak, could you bring me to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6?
Con, I got it, priest.
Let me just catch up with you. All right, you can read it when you got it.
Con, priest. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto
But
the
there are what?
holy people.
Now, to everyone who's in the chat, what does holy means? To anyone listening, I'll give you a minute. What does the word holy means? You understand? I'll give you about like 30 seconds. What does the word holy means? One second. Right, we got a good answer from Sister Kala. You understand? Shalom says Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yahushai. The word holy means separate. It comes from the Hebrew word kwadash, which means separate. Something holy doesn't mean, you understand, it has a halo on top of his head, whatever the case is, it's shining, right? It's like the little white baby angel, white naked babies flying around with arrows and everything. That's a Christian, a Christian, how you call it? I'm just gonna say mythology, right? That's a Christian myth. You understand? It's a Christian fantasy. You understand? The word holy means separate. And it's telling you right here, speaking about the children of Israel, that we are a separate people. You understand? Keep reading on one.
Come on, priest. Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people.
Right. So the Most High God, right, he chose the nation of Israel to be a special people. You understand? He didn't say he didn't say we're all the same, we're all special in our way. He said to the children of Israel, you are a separate people, and I chose you to be a special people. He didn't choose a white man, he didn't choose the Ishmaelites, he didn't choose the East Indians, he didn't choose the Chinese to be a special people. All those kung fu movies, backflips and everything, this ain't special. You understand? He chose the nation of Israel, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to be a special people. Understand? Keep reading out one.
God, priest. Unto the Lord thy God, to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
It says we're all the same.
Above all people that are upon
under all people.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You understand? It says that we are a special people. Not only says that we are a separate people. The Most High said we're special to him. You understand? Just like you have a favorite color, a favorite meal, a favorite movie, just like you have a so-called best friend. You understand? That best friend, movie, color, whatever the case is, it is special unto you. So special that it's your best friend. It's your favorite color. It's your favorite meal. Well, to the Most High, amongst all people that is on the face of the earth, we are special unto him. And he said that we are above all people. You understand? Now that cuts the so-called we're all equal thing. We're not all equal. If we were all equal, there wouldn't be such thing as white supremacy, as white privilege. You understand? But it's not even the fact that we're trying to destroy white privilege or anything. It's just to say that there is Black, Hispanic, and Native privilege. And it's in the Bible. The Most High said we are above all people. You understand? We're not equal to all people. We all bleed red, but that doesn't mean we're all the same. You understand? The Most High chose us to be a special people on the face of the earth. The Most High doesn't give a damn about the rest of the nations. To the Most High, the nations are just nations. You understand? But to Him, we are special. We're the apple of His eye. You understand? To the Most High, the other nations are just like gravel or rocks that you see on the side of the streets. But to the Most High, the nation of Israel, we are like a diamond. You understand? We're not just like any rock. We are a precious stone. You understand? The Most High made us a special people. He said we are a holy people, meaning we are separate. You understand? And we'll read to you why we need to be separate from these nations. Right? Hey, Shalom, says Jazz. Yahweh Shamar, Alatam Bashem Yahweh Shai. To what up for tuning in. Barakasha, one. Could you bring me to Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4? Barakasha. We'll read to you right now why we need to be separate from these nations. You understand? First and foremost, because the Most High told us to be separate from the nations. That's number one. Number one, because God said so. You understand? If God said so, that means we have to obey. We have to listen, to hearken, take heed, pay attention. You understand? That's what it means. Go ahead and read the precept when you got it, Otto.
Go on, priest. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
Now, what does it mean? Come out of her, my people. You understand? It's talking about Salakia. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't want Salakia. Go up to start at verse 2, Baruch.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. Is fallen and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every false spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Now, we're reading in verse 2 that we're talking about Babylon the Great right now. And America and the countries following after America are spiritually Babylon. But America is basically like the capital, you understand? It is spiritually Babylon. You understand? And it became, when they say it became the habitation of devils, right? And the hold of every foul spirit, meaning there's all manner of sin in this land. It's okay to be a homosexual. It's okay to be a drug dealer, a drug addict, a murderer, a child molester. You understand? There's all manner of sin in what we call America, which is Babylon. You understand? Now we're going to jump down to verse 4. Read out one.
Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not.
Salakia, stop right there, other one. So now it's saying in verse 4, we need to come out of her, my people. Now we just read who was the Most High's people, the chosen ones. You understand? The one that is special above all people on the earth. The Most High is telling the nation of Israel, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians or Native Indians, to come out of her, come out of Babylon. You understand? But this This is not literal. You understand? This is spiritual, right? Because when it says come out of her, maybe you're trying to move away from America. I like to use that example. Like I have a brethren, right, in the world. He's an Asherite. He said, if the world war just comes to Canada, which it will, best believe it. He said, if the world war comes to Canada, I'm going back to Peru. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to run away from the war. Not only that, but you're just saying you're running from one war zone to another, because South America is another war zone right now, right? So it's not saying come out of America or Canada, whatever the case is, and move to another country. You understand? It's saying spiritually separate yourself, meaning stop following after their customs, right? Stop following after their example, stop walking in their ways. They say it's okay to be a homosexual. Don't be a homosexual. Weed is legal. We're still not smoking weed in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You understand? It's okay. So it's okay to carry a certain amount of drugs on you. We're not carrying no drugs in the U.P.K. It's okay to get high. We're not getting high. It's okay to pay for sex. We're not paying for no prostitute. It's okay to prostitute yourselves. OnlyFans. Our sisters, our daughters, our women are not doing no OnlyFans. You understand? They make it seem like it's okay to do whatever you feel like and disobey the Most High. The Christian church will tell you it's okay to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and whatever. Sea snail, lambi, the grillo. You understand? In Peru, they eating what to call it? They eating guinea pig. You see that little pet, that little tailless rat you buy at the pet store, that guinea pig you love so much, they eat that in Peru and in Ecuador. It's la'atawab. You understand? We were given laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, but this empire will tell you that it's okay to do whatever you feel like, to eat whatever you want to eat, to think however you want to think. You understand? The Most High, I'm going to paraphrase, the Most High says he doesn't give a damn how you think. It don't matter what you think. What matters is what he thinks. You understand? It doesn't matter what you think is good to bring to the table. What matters is what the Most High thinks is good to bring to the table. You understand? If we're having a feast, which we are going to have in about 2-3 weeks, right? We have the Feast of Blowing the Trumpets. We're gathering together, right? And Lord forbid you have a brother or a sister that brings his Edomite rib or her Edomite or her whatever heathen, right, partner. That person is not getting into the feast. It don't matter if that's your partner for life. We're not letting any heathen in the feast. It don't matter how you think or what you think about it. The Most High says it's la'atawab, it's la'atawab. You understand? If we're all, I mean, the sisters are always cooking amazing food, right? And if we're all cooking food, and let's say we bring like a brother or sister from the world, he decides to bring some food as well. He brings some shrimp, he brings some pork, pork ribs, whatever the case is. That plate, we're not even going to throw that plate away. That plate is not coming near the feast. You understand? He's not coming inside the building with that plate. He better give it to the raccoons. He better leave it outside for the wildlife. You understand what I'm saying? It is la'atawab. Whatever we think is tawab may not be tawab. meaning Torah mean good in Hebrew, right? Whatever we think is good may not be good. The only thing that we know is good is in this Bible. Is the moral code of the Bible. The laws, statutes, and commandments, the instructions that the Most High provided us to be able to be alive today. You understand? So, like, when you said something?
La, please.
Wakan. Keep reading, Baba Kusha.
Please. That ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
You understand? This is why we need to separate from all these nations. Not only because the Most High said so. That's number one. Number two is because the Most High right now is plaguing the earth. You understand? I think yesterday they had a big earthquake in China. You understand? That earthquake in China, I think it killed like 61 or plus people. You understand? During the summer, we had heat waves. The white man would call it a heat wave from hell. You understand? With his Christian mindset, we had heat waves that were sparking wildfires. Like, we already know about the wildfires in Western Canada, Western US, but now we have wildfires in Europe, France, Greece, Spain, England, whatever the case is, right?
So like a priest family.
Wakan, go ahead, Arwan.
Pakistan is under 1/3 of Pakistan right now is underwater. You understand? 1/3
Right,
of Pakistan. You understand?
that.
The Mossad kills, you understand, the Pakistani babies, women, and everything. And a lot of people might say, well, why is it unjust for them to die? Well, it is just in the eyes of the Mossad. Just like he said, and it's the Mossad is telling us to separate from them for us not to be partakers of their plague, because these nations have a debt against the Mossad. You understand? They have a debt against the Mossad that the Mossad, you understand, they have to pay the Mossad. And the way that they're going to pay the Mossad is by the Mossad killing them, is with their life. Why? Because Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in captivity. You understand? Are suffering. And these Palestinians, those Arabs, they know exactly who we are. But instead of telling us, you understand, well, you are Israelite, you are the real Jew, you understand, I'm sorry, my forefathers used to kill you, used to murder you, used to sell your mother, you understand? Instead of telling us the truth, they take advantage of us and look at us, you understand, like we just niggas. You understand?
Right. Definitely that one. That's part of what you're saying. And I was just about to bring that out as well. Pakistan is underwater right now. They're saying Pakistan looks like a mini ocean. You understand? And like Officer IR just said, you understand? The other nations are in debt to the Most High. And so like I'm a cold push shiesty. The Most High is gonna get him back in blood. You understand? He's gonna get him back in blood. That's how he's gonna get it back. That's how he's gonna avenge the children of the Most High. The Most High said vengeance is his, meaning we don't have to lift a finger. We don't have to start rioting, carry guns, and go against all these heathen nations. Even if we do so, best believe we will never win. You understand? It's not about even them outnumbering us. We like brotherhood. We like discipline. You understand? Without following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, we lack protection from the Most High. If the Lord is not with you, you understand? All I'm gonna say is that the Lord be with you. You're gonna need him. You understand? And like I said, this is why we need to separate from these nations, so that we don't get hit with the plagues. We don't partake in their sins. If we separate spiritually from America, right, or the other kingdoms following after them, you understand? We're not going to be partaking. We're not going to be committing sins like they do, and we won't be hit by the plagues like they will be. You understand? Whether it's the natural disasters, COVID-19, monkeypox, the new virus from China that is coming right now. You understand? What is the wildfires, the famines that are coming, right? These are not going to affect us because the Most High will watch over us.
Right.
You understand? This is another reason why we need to separate from these nations. And as a matter of fact, Salak Yadwan, bring me to Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 1. We're going to start at verse 1.
I got it.
Let me just catch up with you. Now, Salak Yadwan, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. Right. As a matter of fact, we're going to start with verse 21. Verse 21. You understand? Give me 1 second. So like, as a hold that precept right there.
Right.
Right. I'm going to go to Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Bear with me, Israel. We're going to go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. All right. And it reads, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Again, right here is emphasizing on that we need to be gathering together, O nation not desired. It never said gather together, whole wide world. You understand? And if you have never watched the Brotherhood class, right, go tune into previous Brotherhood class where I break down who's the nation not desired. Just for time purposes, for time's sake, I'm just going to tell you right here. The nation not desired is the nation of Israel, which are the blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? We need to gather ourselves together.
Right.
You understand? And the only place where we could gather together in peace and harmony, right, and in brotherhood, it's in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? Let me keep reading. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you. Another reason why we need to gather together so that, and we separate from these other nations. You understand? So that we don't partake in their sins and they're not hit with their plagues. But at the same time, when the Most High rains down fire and brimstone from the sky, from the heavens, we don't want to be caught up in it. You understand? We want to be separated from these nations who are going to get the fire from the sky. You understand? The Christians are going to call it hellfire, brimstone, whatever the case is, right? We want to be separated from these nations if we don't want to swim in the lake of fire. I'm going to just put it like that.
If I may, priest, also.
Wakan, go ahead, another one.
If I may, like, even in those times that are coming, like we see the shooting, like just like we had in the podcast on Sunday, we were saying like the gun violence is increasing. You understand? The gun are increasing in Canada and everything. Well, without brotherhood, you understand what's gonna happen when the stores don't have no food and your neighbor knows that, you understand, there might be a bag of rice in your house. You understand? What is the Arabs gonna do? You understand? What is the white man is gonna do? Without brotherhood, you understand, we're gonna kill one another, you understand, for that bag of rice. let's say it's a bag of spaghetti. You understand, Pastor? We're gonna kill each other for a bag of pasta, man. You understand? The only way we're gonna survive when these things come is if we have the brotherhood and sisterhood necessary. You understand, to survive, to care for,
Right.
to love one another. You understand, during those times. You understand, and this is why those classes that you are doing, you understand, are so necessary, because those times that are coming is coming quick. You understand, it's coming quick, and a lot of people don't want to come to class. They don't want to hear the truth. But once those times come about, you understand, the earth, you're gonna be like, I wish I would have come to class and I find myself some brothers and sisters, you understand, with whom I could have brotherhood, you understand, instead of, you understand, having to defend my life for a bag of rice. You understand? It's a lot.
Con. And that's powerful what you just said, because without brotherhood, we cannot thrive. You understand? We are killing each other because we're lacking brotherhood. So what's gonna happen when the food is scarce? What's gonna happen when there's only one bag of rice left on the shelf? What do you think is gonna happen? Y'all gonna start fighting over it.
Right?
It's gonna be a free for all, the last man standing. You understand? While these other nations are gonna be feeding each other, you're gonna be fighting each other, just like, you understand? Just like hyenas over the last piece of meat. That's la'atawab. That's not good. We're already destroyed. We're just going to keep destroying ourselves further because we lack brotherhood. You understand? This is why, like Officer Adar said, these classes are so important that we're teaching, right? We're giving you the keys to life. You don't know how to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High? No sweat. We'll tell you how to do so. Not like the Christian church. The Christian church will tell you, if you have Jesus in your heart, right? If you pray to the white Jesus and everything, if you accept everybody, you're going to be saved. That's a goddamn lie. You understand? The Christian church is the house of Satan.
Right.
It ain't nothing but lies and sinners in the Christian church. Child molesters and sodomites and whores. You understand? If the Christian church had the truth, right? Or the Catholics, show me the word Christianity in the Bible. If the Christians are chosen, right? Show me the word Christianity in the Bible, or Catholic. You understand? I'll wait. But just like we read, we need to separate, not only to avoid the plagues from the nations, right, that are going to hit them. You understand? But also to avoid the judgment of the Most High that He's going to bring on the face of the earth. Right? The Most High is not going to send back. So like, because I seen last night on Twitter this white woman talking about, I speak the word of Jesus in you. You understand? I replied, well, he doesn't even care about you. He only cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians regardless. Jesus is not coming back to give hugs and kisses. You understand? We're going to read that as well, right? So first off, let's go to the scripture other one, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21.
I got it right here.
Read it when you're ready.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
Prepare what?
Slaughter.
What?
Slaughter.
Hugs and kisses.
Slaughter.
Prepare peace.
Slaughter.
A birthday party.
Slaughter.
Or a feast.
Slaughter.
Prepare slaughter. You understand? Now, whoever's in the chat, whoever's watching right now, what is slaughter? That should be simple. What is slaughter? You understand? I'll give you a few seconds. What does the word slaughter means? What happens in the slaughterhouse? You understand? Sister Kala, Sister Jasmine, what does the word slaughter means? I'll give y'all about 30, 40 seconds. What does the word slaughter means? Right. Give Sister Jazz a hand, you know. Slaughter means killed en masse. It's a mass killing. You could even compare it to a genocide. You understand? Now, Most High is saying, prepare a mass killing. You understand? We're going to keep reading. Who's going to get killed in mass, right? Keep reading, out of one.
Please.
So, like, matter of fact, pull it back from the beginning.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Right. Now, to whoever wants to keep on joining the white man, because, okay, so like I had another brother, this one from Zebulon, right? So y'all know sometimes every Wednesday, which is tomorrow, I go to the park. I chill with the Northern Kingdom. We have freestyles over there. So I was passing out flyers. I gave him a flyer. He said, well, I don't believe in the Bible. I believe we're all the same. Everyone's equal, whatever the case is. And his rib is actually an Edomite. You understand? And the thing is, that's the type of brother that would say, well, yeah, we're all the same, whatever the case is. You understand? We should all join together. Whatever happened in the past is in the past. We were not all there. I wasn't there. They were not there. You know, they didn't enslave my people. Like that specific white man didn't enslave my people. He didn't murder my people, whatever the case is. Well, guess what? The scripture right here, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21, is saying, prepare slaughter. You understand? Prepare a killing en masse for the children, for the iniquity of their fathers. You understand? Now, the word iniquity means sin, the trespass against the Most High. The Most High is going to slaughter the children of their fathers because they had their hands against the nation of Israel, whether it's the Arabs, the East Indians, the Africans, the Asians, Chinese, you understand? Japanese, whatever the case is. But especially the nation that everyone wants to forget, everyone wants to forgive, the so-called white man, the Caucasian race, right. The Edomites of the Bible. You understand? The goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. It don't matter if your white friend never had a hand into slavery. You understand? He benefits from it. It don't matter if your white friend never whipped another nigga. He never cracked a whip. You understand? He never raped your great-great-great-grandmother. You understand? That doesn't matter to the Most High. Because guess what? Just like us, the nation of Israel, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian are paying for the sins of our forefathers, the other nations will pay for the sins of their forefathers as well. Right. And keep that in your mind. If you say we're all equal, we shall all get the same judgment, right? Well, there you go. We're paying for the sins of our forefathers. They will pay for the sins of their forefathers as well. And like we said before, we call Pushaisti again. The Most High will get it back in blood. You understand? He's preparing slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of their fathers. You understand? I get it. You love white people. You wanna join with everybody. You love Chinese people. You love their food. You love their culture. Their culture is beautiful, whatever the case is. You understand? I had a brother, a Levite, telling me one time, Isn't Filipino language, isn't Tagalog beautiful, a beautiful language? Isn't Filipino culture beautiful? I looked at him like, hey, I don't give a damn about any other nation than my nation. Right? I rather learn Spanish. Like, okay, I know Spanish is the language of the oppressor, but I'm trying to bond with my brothers and sisters from Central South America. You understand? These are my people. I ain't trying to learn no Tagalog. I ain't trying to learn no Hindu. I don't give a damn about learning no Chinese. You understand? If I ever learn a heathen language, it's because I know there are Israelites in that land that I may need to communicate with. I don't give a damn about their culture. That's what they call the chicken fried rice, orange chicken. I don't give a damn about that. That Korean barbecue. Most of the heathens, in the first place, they copy us regardless. So, you know, they don't have necessarily a culture. And if they do, their culture is sinful. So why would I give a damn how you could tell me this is a beautiful culture when, well, it goes against the principles that the Most High told me to follow? You understand? The Chinese have a beautiful culture. Well, guess what? The Chinese beautiful culture brought you COVID-19, eating goddamn bats and rats and whatever the case is. The Africans have a beautiful culture. Well, guess what? Monkeypox comes from Africa, eating all that bushmeat and thing. You understand? The so-called Egyptians had a beautiful culture. Well, these were drug-addicted homosexuals. Some people are trying to say France is beautiful. They have a beautiful culture. Well, guess what? Haiti is in the state that it is in right now because of France. You understand? France raped, killed, and enslaved people in the West Indies. Now tell me, how beautiful is that? You understand? And for these reasons, Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron, the leaders of the heathen nations, you understand? Kim Jong-un, name it, Trump, the Ayatollah, they're all going to pay for the sins of their forefathers because they all had a hand against the nation of Israel in some way. Whether it's during chattel slavery or even before chattel slavery. The Ethiopians are the Babylonians of ancient time. They're going to pay. All the Caucasian race, the Edomite nation, was against us at some point. You understand? You could read in the Bible where we were at war with one specific tribe, the tribe that runs the world right now, Amalek, the so-called Jewish man that's in the state of Israel right now. You understand? You could read in the Bible where we were at war and we were under so-called Chinese oppression. The Moabites, they're going to pay as well. Every single nation that had their hands against the nation of Israel is going to pay back in blood. You understand? And everyone who is joining hand in hand with these nations, who still want to forgive and forget, all you so-called coons out there, right? Y'all going to get caught up in the mass slaughter. You understand? You see when they're gathering all the beef, all the cows, right? All the cows and everything to the slaughterhouse. There will be a few sheep of the nation of Israel in that slaughterhouse. Why? Because they chose to join the cattle. You understand? They chose to join the pigs. Not knowing that you are a sheep, right? Of the nation of Israel. You are a lost sheep. You're not a dirty swine. But you choose to join with the swine. Therefore, you're going to get slaughtered with the swine in the slaughterhouse when the Most High comes back. Salakia, when Christ comes back. You understand? Christ is not coming to give hugs and kisses. Remember that. That's why he's telling us, hey, separate from these nations, because I don't want to have to cut your head off. Christ loves us so much. He's telling us separate from these other nations, because when the killing starts, it will not stop until it does. Whoever they secure their place on a chariot, whoever they make sure of their election, you understand? When Christ comes back, even before Christ comes back, the nations are already gonna, close the doors on you. When Christ comes back, he's not gonna have mercy on you because you're an Israelite, because he still chose to go against them and to join these other nations when he told you to separate. You understand? As a matter of fact, we're gonna go right there. Salak Yalwan, go to if you can, Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. We're gonna read right here that Christ is not coming back with a cake. Christ is not coming back with a bouquet of roses. You understand? He's not coming back with balloons. We're gonna read right here what's going on, what Christ is coming back for. You understand? Kawaka, 1 second, out of one. Christ is coming to redeem the children of Israel back to the Most High. You understand? Those who changed their ways, who came back to the Most High. Christ is coming to save his people. But I'm going to paraphrase. Christ said, when Christ was asked, who was my mother? You understand? Who was my brother? He basically was asked who was his people. And he answered, right, that his people are the Israelites that are following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. They are the Gentiles that are coming back to follow the Most High. Not the Israelites who still want to be part of Roman and Greek society, American society, Babylon. These are Gentiles. You understand? Gentiles meaning nation. They want to be part of the nation, not part of the nation of Israel, but part of the other nations. They want to be American. They want to be Canadian. They want to be Haitian, Jamaican. They want to be Trini and be part of the festival. You understand? They want to be Mexican and be a drug lord. They want to follow after the customs of the heathen nations. They want to be a Muslim and go to Mecca. They want to be an East Indian and smoke weed, have dreads, go to India and whatever, like follow a guru, whatever the case is. You understand? They don't want to come back home. Just like back in the days in Egypt, they feel comfortable with the oppressor. You understand? They're in a comfortable place. Like a couple months ago, from time to time, right? There's a sister in the world that would comment on some posts that my brother officer Adiyar would make, and she would go back and forth with us. Well, we established that sister really hates her own people, and she said it herself that she's comfortable in the white man's world. She's comfortable in the position the white man gave her. You understand? She's making a certain amount of money, right? She has a man that obviously she could control. She's the one wearing the pants. You understand? Saki, you said something, out of one?
I said,
Khan. You understand? And just like her, we have like other like brothers and sisters, like celebrities who feel comfortable in the position they're in. They have a diamond chain, they have a mansion, they have a condo, right? They feel good in the white man's world because the white man provides them money. You understand? The white man sustains their way of life that they feel like, it's their comfort zone. A lot of brothers and sisters are tired of living in the ghetto. I mean, I'm tired of living in the ghetto, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna, sell myself short, right? Or sell my soul. You understand? Just for a check, just to be comfortable. You understand? When you look at the brother, the Ephraim by Bad Bunny, right now you could tell he's a sodomite. He's wearing dresses, right? Putting on nail polish and everything. He's kissing men on stage. Next thing you know, he got awarded a Grammy. You understand? Kevin Hart acting like a better male in the movies, just so he can make more money.
Salake, if I may, with the Kevin Hart. I remember back in the day, he had a video interview where he said, "I will never wear a dress in my movie because I will not diminish my brand like that." You understand? I have a brand to upkeep, so I cannot wear a dress in my movie and what I'm doing. Next thing you know, you see him in a dress. You understand? With a fake pope and everything. You understand? So, you understand? It's crazy what's going on out there. You understand? They make our men weak. You understand? They promote effeminate man. They promote the fact, you understand, we are not masculine. Meanwhile, you understand, the masculine man is hated in this empire.
Wakan, definitely. I mean, these brothers, right? It's not the brothers who promote it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's that they do not promote it. I'm just gonna say like they are told to do something by their master and to reap the reward, right? To reap a plate and not get the crumbs or the bones or the leftovers, right? They do what master says. Master says, put on the dress, right? I'm gonna write you a big check. Kevin Hart puts on the dress. You understand? Master says, put on the wig, makeup, put on the wig and makeup. Rap about drugs and saying killing each other. You rap about drugs and killing each other. And a lot of these rappers, they're not living that lifestyle. Future said it himself. He said, I'm not even doing all the drugs I'm rapping about. You understand? But that's what we need to separate from these nations, so we don't partake in whatever they partake in, whatever sinful lifestyle they partake in. We need to separate from these nations so that our brothers and sisters don't feel the need to sell their soul to be able to make it in life. You understand? In a UPK, we don't struggle because we're here for each other. We got each other's back. My brother needs something, I got him. I need something, he got me. You understand? And it's not like, okay, you're going to pay me back or I'm going to put some interest on you. Right? That doesn't happen in the I.S.U.P.K. That's actually unlawful. You understand? But let's not stray away too much from what we're saying, right? So we're telling you that we just read that the Most High is preparing slaughter, mass genocide, right? For these other nations and for the Gentiles that are among these other nations that decide not to separate. And Christ is not coming with a birthday cake or a bouquet of flowers, right? Read the scripture when you got it, out of one.
Come, Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Think not that I come, what?
Send peace on earth.
Right here, Christ is telling you he's not coming to send peace on earth. You see what the war that's going on, right? The world is going to be at war. Every single country, every single nation on the face of the earth is going to be at war. At some point, nations are going to press that red button. You understand? Nukes are going to start flying. Missiles are going to start dropping here and there, on sea and on land, right? And Christ is not coming to stop this with peace. Christ is not the so-called white. Christ is not the white boy they depict in church. He's not a beach boy looking like a hippie. You understand? Christ is a fierce black man. And that fierce black man say, I'm not going to come bring peace. I'm not going to stop the fight. Let's read what he says he's about to do. Keep reading out of one.
Come on, priest. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
He came not to send what?
Peace, but a sword.
Christ right here is saying he's not coming here to send peace, but a sword. Now, again, whoever's in the chat, what do you do with a sword? What is this? What is a sword used for? You understand? Sister Kala, Sister Jazz, what is a sword used for? Like, if I have a sword, what am I gonna do with that sword? You understand? I'll give you a few seconds to answer. What are you doing with a sword?
Yeah, Sister Kala said going to war.
Right. But it's even more simple than that. Right? I'll give you another chance. She's not wrong, but it's even more simple than that. I'll give her another chance.
She stepped out right now.
Remember what we just read, right? The Most High, he's getting ready to open up the slaughterhouse. So what is Christ going to do with that sword? I'll give you 30 more seconds. It's real simple. Y'all basically already had the answer before.
So Kala is not right now. She's not with me right now. She just went to.
No sweat. Sister Jazz said cutting. Sis, you're not wrong, but it's more simple than that. You understand? Christ is not Chef Ramsay. He's not cutting up vegetables right now. You understand? So for time's sake, I'm gonna give it to you. And Sister Jazz, you already had the answer before. He's coming to kill. You said killed on math. Well, get what? He's coming to kill. You understand? Whether he's cutting, whether he's gonna impale, it don't matter. He's coming to kill with that sword. You understand? He's chopping heads off. You understand? Christ is not coming to bring peace. He's not saying I'm coming to he's not saying I'm coming to stop the war. He said I'm here to fight. You understand? Christ is not coming down to tell people to put their guns down. He's going against the people. He's chopping heads and hands. You understand? That's what Christ is coming to do on the face of the earth. And just like we read, we need to separate from them. We need to gather together to be able to avoid those plagues, calamities, and the judgment of the Most High, to be able to avoid Christ cutting our head off when he's coming back. That's why we need to separate from these people. You understand? If we don't separate from these people, like Officer Ariar said, the gun violence is on the rise right now. And it's going to keep on going up. The drug epidemic is even worse than before. And every now and then we have a new drug coming up on the market, deadlier than the previous one. I mean, right now we have a generation that is addicted on fentanyl. I get it. It's mostly white people addicted on fentanyl, but our people are getting hit with that fentanyl because they're lacing the weed with fentanyl. You understand? Our people who do cocaine, I mean, cocaine has never been pure in the first place. I'm not saying that if it's pure, go ahead and do it. We don't advocate for any type of drug use, but cocaine has never been pure in the first place. They mix it with whatever, sugar, baking powder, whatever they have on their hands. Some people are even putting like glass shards in the cocaine. And then you're surprised your nose starts bleeding. You understand? Best believe the world is coming to an end, but best believe the area where you stay at, the war is coming to it. The war is coming to Canada, to the US, to the UK, Spain. You understand? The white man right now, as a matter of fact, like, I don't want, go grab me Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. Hold that right there. And I'm going to read you where the white man right now is feeling so comfortable. He thinks nothing could have happened to him. You understand? We're going to go in Revelation chapter 18, verse 7. Right? The Caucasian people are so much, they put themselves on such a high pedestal that they think nobody could throw them down. They think they could just keep on going up. Well, what they say in the beat, if it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. The white man ain't stuck up there. Whatever goes up must come down. You understand? Those are the laws of gravity. That's physically and spiritually. Babylon came up and it's coming down. Babylon is falling. You understand? Now let me read Revelation chapter 18, verse 7. Right? If you're just tuning in, just like we read before, Revelation chapter 18 is talking about Babylon, which is spiritually America. Right? And all the kingdoms following after them. So let's read. Revelation chapter 18, verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and liveth deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Now, what this means is that you see how much America is proud right now. All the so-called Caucasian or Edomites empires are proud to be the nation that they are today. They glorify themselves. But it's America, Canada, the UK, France, Spain, Portugal, Australia, you understand? South Africa, right? Russia, whatever Caucasian nations are proud to be the nation that they are today. And they glorify themselves. America has been the baddest country in the world, on the planet. When people talk about America, they don't want to mess with that country. And America let them know, if you want to mess with us, y'all better be ready to rumble. You understand? We'll go to war with anyone. That's basically American slogan. You understand? Pablo Escobar was saying plata o plomo, right? Money or bullets. That wasn't original. That came from America. It's all about plata o plomo. You understand? If you're not ready to pay for America or pay America, you're gonna pay one way or another, either with money or bullets. Best believe it. You understand? And they live in deliciously, meaning they're living their best life. America is the richest nation right now. And people are all everyone would want to talk about, yeah, but they have a debt to China and this and that. You think you really think they're gonna pay back that debt? Like, are you serious? Do you hear yourself? Right now, these two nations, America and China, don't even like each other. You understand? You think America is that stupid to give billions of dollars to China so that China could go against them and rise above them?
SHALAM, if I may.
Khan Wakan.
A lot of people that are unlearned about the prophecies and the scripture actually think that Chinatown is gonna be the next world power on earth because
Right.
they owe China so much money. People think, well, you know what, China is just gonna invade United States and take over. You understand? You understand? Take over Canada because we all owe China. Meanwhile, the oppressor is the damn devil. He's not gonna pay China a damn cent.
Khan Wakan. I mean, if you all want to go ahead with your conspiracy theories, China's the next superpower, whatever the case is, you understand? I mean, Salak, when I was in the world, I think I was like 12 or around 12 or 13, right? I was going to private school, so you had a choice to learn either Chinese, Spanish, or German in class, right? My mom was telling me, yeah, you better learn that Chinese because China, they're going to take over the world at some point, whatever the case is. I mean, like, I never really cared for that. You understand? So it's like, whoever thinks China is really going to take over the world, I mean, Salake, hey, you see how Chinese vision is with them squinty eyes and thing? You cannot even see as far as China sees.
Right.
You understand?
So like Principal May, they made a fake sun in their own country. That's that to put out a fake sun in their own country, and now you understand Chinese people burning. Understand? How stupid can the Chinese man be? You gonna bring out a sun that's supposedly like 10 or more times more powerful or more brighter or more hotter than the sun in your own country, then think that you're not gonna kill your own people.
Right.
China is a them, you understand, like the scripture call it, you understand, it is a them, you understand, like a Mongol, you understand, like we say in French. It's a them Mongol.
Right. And not only that, I mean, they're saying China is taking over Latin America right now. Like, Chinese are everywhere in the world. Literally, they have a Chinatown everywhere. But just because of that, you're thinking like China could go against the prophecies of the Most High? You understand? The Most High is judging them Chinese right now. We got COVID. There's another virus coming to China right now. You understand? I don't know what kind of bat or whatever Pokemon they ate. You understand? But it's coming to it's gonna spread again like COVID. Best believe it. And let's just not focus too much on China. It is what it is. They're gonna get hit with the plagues. They're not gonna run the world, right? That's just conspiracy theories, just like the lizard people or whatever conspiracy theories there's out there. You understand? But these nations are living. So like these nations are living their best lifestyle. You understand? They're living their best life right now. What they say? You only live once. YOLO. They're on YOLO mode right now. You only live once. You understand? And the thing that you need to understand that, you know, Edomites know that something is going to happen.
Right.
Because it's not just about the Edomites that read the scriptures, right? Edomites literally are building underground bunkers on their farm. You understand? They're planning for doomsday. You can look it up, YouTube videos, whatever the case is. They getting ready for a food shortage. They're buying gas by the gallon, storing it. You understand? They know something is coming. They don't know what though, but they know it is coming. You understand? Whether it's the war, the famines, they need to get ready. And they're getting ready. You understand? They buy all the guns, all the bullets, everything, right? And that's what it's telling you right now. The Edomites like I was reading in Revelation chapter 18, verse 7, they are a proud nation. They think nothing will happen to them. For the majority of them, right? But a little minority of them, they know something is happening. They're worried about China. They're worried about Russia. You understand? Like, being at war with Russia always had been a fear, an American fear. You understand? Always thinking about what if the Ruskies take over? The Ruskies are not going to take over. Christ will take over.
Right.
You understand? The world is going to be at war. China's about to get into Taiwan right now. You understand? India will fight China as well. France is going to join Russia. You understand? Best believe it. What's that other country there? I think it's Nicaragua, or another country in Central America. They told Russian soldiers, "Hey, come in. You could come in and practice in Nicaragua." What do you think that means? Hey, that's right next door, eh?
Right.
You understand? If y'all cannot stop cocaine from going through the border, you think you're gonna be able to stop some Russians from going through the border? Think again. You understand? And then to all the brothers and sisters that wanna join the oppressors, whether it's the Chinese, East Indians, right, or white man, y'all gonna get caught up in that war. Y'all gonna get caught up in the plagues. You understand? Christ will swing his sword on your head. Right? Bakushah one. Could you read that precept when you got it?
God, please. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
You understand? For those who decide to separate from the oppressors, who decide to gather together, you understand? Just like the Most High commanded us to. The Most High will have mercy on us. When it says have mercy on Jacob, Jacob is the forefather of 12 tribes of Israel, right? His name was changed to Israel after fighting an angel. You understand? He will have mercy on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he will choose us. Just like we read in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. We are the chosen people. The people that God chose. You understand? Keep reading out one.
God, please. And set them in their own land.
Right. So just like the curse said in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28, we will not see our own land anymore. This is just a metaphor saying we will not see our own land for a very, very long time. But when the Most High comes back, when the Most High sends Christ back to this earth with his sword, you understand? He will redeem us and put us back in our own land. Not that little piece of land right there that called the state of Israel. The whole Middle East is our own land. You understand? Which is another reason why the Ishmaelites don't want to admit that we are the real Jews of the Bible, because we'll have to give up the land that they have right now.
Right.
You understand? Let's keep reading.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Now, when it says the strangers shall be joined with us, especially the Christians wants to say that all the nations are going to gather together. We're all going to be together, you understand, under the same roof, whatever the case is. That's not exactly what it means, because yes, all the nations are going to be together, but no, we're not going to be all under the same roof. You understand? You cannot just stop at that scripture. You need to keep on reading, and which is what we're going to do. Keep reading, out of one.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Right. So when we start reading verse 2, it's telling you right here that yes, not every single heathen is going to die after the war, right? After Christ comes back. There will be a remnant of them. That remnant is going to be joined with us. But the nation of Israel will put them in their place. We're not going to live side by side. We're not going to be sleeping with heathen women, right? Our sisters are not going to take heathen men. You understand? We're going to put them in their place, right? Keep reading, other one.
Please. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Now it says we shall possess them. If you possess something, it means that you own it. You understand? Adiyar stays with me. We're side by side. I don't own Adiyar. You understand? That's my brother. But the next Edomite, the next Hamite, Ishmaelite, Chinaman, you understand? That's going to be right next to us in the kingdom. I'm going to own them. They're going to be mine. You understand? And what it says, we're going to own them and possess them for servants and handmaids. They're going to shine my shoes and pick my cotton. That's what it says. You understand? Keep reading, other one.
And they shall take them captives, whose captive they were, and they
Now,
shall rule.
So like, stop right there. It says, we shall take them captives whose captives we were. And we were captives to every single nation that is not the nation of Israel. Ishmaelites, the Arabs had us as slaves. The Chinese, all Asians, East Indians, the Africans. Like we said before, the Ethiopians were the ancient Babylonians. And we were in the Babylonian captivity at some point. You understand? But the worst slavery we went through is the one by the hands of the white man. So best believe that your white friend you're trying to include, right? Trying to bring to the barbecue, to the cookout, he's one in chains. You understand? That little white baby that was just born yesterday, he's going in chains. Best believe it. It is not my personal opinion. I don't have anything against white people. What I do is I read and follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High that was given unto my people, and I understand that even if I have a white friend in the world and he doesn't die off when Christ comes back, he's going in chains. I'm not going to plead for his case. I'm going to go with what the Most High says. The Most High says, you're going in chains, you're going in chains. The Most High said, hey, cut his head off, cut his goddamn head off. You understand? It is not personal to us. To the Most High, it is personal. You understand? So whatever he says, it goes. You understand? Keep reading, other one. Let's finish that verse.
And they shall rule over their oppressor.
And we shall rule over our oppressors. Now, it is not personal. I don't want to put white people in chains. I don't want to rule over white people like that. But what does it say? That we will rule over our oppressors. Who is the oppressor of Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians right now? All the other nations. But who is the biggest and worst oppressor? The so-called white man. I'm not putting words in your head like that. I'm not putting any ideologies in your head. I'm just telling you, open up the Bible, read the scriptures, understand them. You understand? It's talking about the nation of Israel ruling over their oppressors. The nation of Israel is so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Who is their oppressor? That's the question you need to ask yourself. You understand? With that said, we're running short of time, so we're going to end the class right here, right now. The water for everybody tuning in with me. I had Officer 1000 Adiyar, right? We're going to read the security announcements. Let's clap it up. Right? Also, don't forget, this weekend, me and Officer Adiyar will be in Toronto. We're going to have a camp this weekend. Then we're going to have class in Toronto. Officer Aban, Officer 5000 Aban is coming back. Benai Brit, I hope you're listening to this. You cannot stop the truth. You understand? You cannot stop it. You cannot stop the truth. You cannot stop the work of the Most High. Right? Once again, I'm going to get the security announcements. Also, tomorrow we have the law class with Officer 1000 Adiyar. Thursday we have the Lashawan Kodash class where we teach the original Hebrew with Officer 500 Sharia 1. So tune in, right?
So,
So
like, if I may as well,
go ahead, Adawan.
like let the night brief, you understand, trying to stop this, you understand. Anyway, you know the white man, you understand, that doesn't have no wisdom. It's only the most are only gonna send more destruction on this earth, and especially on the Jewish community. That's what it's gonna do. You understand? So you be not brief. You could stop try to stop what we're doing, but understand this: the Lord is gonna touch your people. You understand? You're supposed to be about the protection of the Jewish community. Well, you should leave us alone because the Lord is gonna send plagues on your people and your people only. The same way with China, the same way with He's doing with, you understand, Pakistan. Wait until you understand the Most High start touching you. And I know right now
Right.
there's a war in Israel with Palestine and Israel. It's going crazy out there. It's not on the news. But you understand when you look at, you understand the news of what's going on out there, it's getting crazy. There's bomb that's dropping, you understand, day and night. You understand? Nobody's talking about it now. I mean, the news is not talking about it, but we know. You understand? But it's gonna get worse. You understand? So let them try. You understand? Let them try. We want their end anyway. You understand? We want the Most High to touch them and to punish them for stealing our identity. You understand? And for being the devil on the Bible speak of. So hey, let them try the Most High. So, like,
No sweat, Adawan. Let Benaibit try to stop us. Benaibit is like they're building a dam on the river. But guess what? I.S.U.P.K just overflows. You understand? You cannot stop the stream. You understand? You could try. Doesn't mean you will succeed though. Right? So let me read the security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, which is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amounts you would like to give, right? Upcoming Holy Convocation. Coming up, we have the Feast of Blowing of the Trumpets, Sunday, September 25th, right? To all brothers and sisters in the school, I.S.U.P.K Canada, just go to the I.S.U.P.K Canada chat. The address has been posted. You understand? Every single so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, being so-called Negro, a so-called Latino, or so-called Native on their father's side, is invited to gather with us. You understand? Contact Officer 1000 Zabadia, which is Zabadia Banyamyan on Facebook or Instagram. Contact Officer 1000 Adiyar, Salakia for the rank order. Officer 1000 Adiyar, which is Adiyar UPK, and stand on Instagram and Facebook. And let's gather together, nation of Israel. You understand? Also, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, and headscarf. With that said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, and then we'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters, right? Men of Israel, Amajam, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to brothers. Men of Israel, Amajam Shabbat. Amajam, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb. Yajamata, which means hands down. If there's any sisters in your present, Sar, which means turn to the sisters. Right? We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajam Shabbat. Amajam, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Al-Thumb, Yajamata. With that said, Israel, tune into next week. Brotherhood class. Class dismissed.
Baby, no listen to no fake news, them can't. Could hold it out and them never fake news. Notice I just be a bad bitch, I get forward from with you. But the one you have to good girl them lazy. She never did a features, I rate it. Never did a features, half naked. Me never did a piggy R things half way, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a features, half naked. Never did a features, R rated. Me never did a piggy R things half way, that's why me give her ratings. I know every girl I wipe material. I know every girl forget the juice in my seed bag. I know every girl me trust to cook my food, nor boil my tea, not even put the milk in the cereal. Me like a catty when me dival. When we wash for cook for clean and no fuss. When she hear me get a new girl, I know that me mean when me say me fight me demons. Multiple wife legally, no illegal. Yeah, straight, me go crazy. I know every catty can be my first lady. I know every press plus body done pay for plus Tatiana no fit in and no mercy when me say oh luxury dolly for nurse baby. A trouble when luxury dolly turn old lady. So big up every girl with no lazy. Your body big but why your mommy donate it. I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R rated. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give her rating. She now wait pan, money for reach her and donation. She make reach her man donation. 100 and run, but the waist gal a pull her fi leave her man, but she stay strong. She know say them are no friends, them are haters. Them sleep with every man in a the acre. Can't get nobody fi stay long, and want the advice for relation. Baby, no listen to no fake news. Them can't keep a man cause them never stay true. Could hold it out and them never pay dues. Never shut them out and them wicked and cruel, eh? Bag a man a rush but them just a get yours. Everything them have them did a fear blows. Instagram live them nude for the views. Baby that I know you though. Sure, I rate it. Never did a pictures half naked. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a features half naked. Never did a features R rated. Me never did a piggy R things halfway, that's why me give